ListTrac provides performance and listing activity reporting for your active listings wherever they appear on the internet. With ListTrac, you're always in the loop on the performance of your listings with metrics including listing views, leads, shares, and favorites captured from major portals like Zillow, Realtor.com, and other consumer real estate search sites, broker sites, and the MLS. You can also keep your sellers informed with a weekly report showing how their listings are performing online. Access ListTrac on your MLS dashboard at dashboardmls.com. When ListTrac opens, you'll land on the dashboard. Here, agents will find an aggregate view of online activity related to all of your listings. If you're a broker or office manager, you'll see an aggregate view of your broker or office's listing inventory. Metrics include how many times your listings were viewed across different sites, your top performing listings, and which sites are producing the most leads. In this course, I'll provide you with a detailed look at all the available metrics and other functionality within the platform. Views are the total number of times your listings were viewed for the selected time frame. A view is only counted when a user views the detailed page of a listing. The system's default time frame is the last 30 days. You can change that to 7 days or customize the number of days by clicking the arrow in the green time frame field in the top left corner of each metrics widget. In the top right corner of each widget, you can change the chart view to a list view, and you can even export the metrics. Inquiries shows the number of times potential buyers are requesting information when the inquiries go to the listing or co-listing agent. Visitors shows how your listing views trend over time. This is especially helpful when viewing metrics for individual listing in the listing stats section, as you can see if the price changes depicted by a vertical red line had any impact on the number of views your listing received. Markets provides a heat map showing the location of those who viewed your listings during the selected time period. A higher concentration of people viewing your listings in a given area would be represented by red tones. You can zoom in and out for more detailed views. Also, clicking the Map List button will switch from a map view to a list view of the zip codes with the most views for your listings. Saved listings shows how many times your listings were saved as a favorite on different websites. Performance shows the number of views for your 10 most popular listings. You can click on the address to view additional metrics related to that particular listing. The same information will also be available in the listing stats section, which we'll cover in just a moment. The shares chart shows the total number of times your listings are shared on social media on different sites. The most popular section is an indicator of performance by category. Here you can identify which listings are receiving the highest number of views or leads over the last 30 days. You can view this metric based on the price range, number of bedrooms, or property type. Moving to the left side of the screen, the next section on the menu is listings. You'll find a list of each of your listings and the listing status. Clicking the View Online Analytics button opens a new screen specific to that listing's performance. In the Online Analytics view for each listing, you'll also see the Listing Stats section is now open with a list of all of your listing inventory. You can refine the criteria being used to determine similar listings. Just click the button in the green highlighted Manage Similar Homes area. Any changes made to the default settings here will impact the similar listings displayed in the seller report and other reporting for a particular listing. Your options include auto selection using criteria, manual selection of listings, combine auto and manual selection, or do not include similar listings. Let's take a look at each one. Think of this section just like if you were running comps. First, choose whether or not you want the same property type, then the same zip code, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, list price, and distance from subject property. It might be good to keep in mind with regard to square footage, most appraisers try to keep it within a 10 to 15% differential of the subject property. You can make whatever changes you like to list price as well as distance from subject property. Once you're done, click the Submit button. If you choose manual selection of listings, simply enter the MLS ID numbers separated by a comma. Then click the Submit button. As you might have guessed by now, choosing to combine auto and manual allows you to enter the manual selections with the listing MLS ID numbers separated by a comma, as well as the auto form where you can select the property type, the zip code, bedrooms and bathrooms, square footage, list price, and distance from subject property. Once again, when you're all done, click the Submit button. If you decide not to include any similar listings, your listing will simply not be compared to similar listings on the market in any reports, including the seller's report. Your next option is to send a report to the seller or preview a seller's report. If you choose to send the seller's report, simply click on the corresponding button and enter your customer's information. You'll also have the option to enter the subject of the email. You can edit the body of the email. You can choose to include metrics from competing brokers or not to include metrics from competing brokers, and then select how often you'd like the report to go out. Your options are to send weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. From here, the definition of each of the metrics is the same as the aggregated list we saw in the dashboard. The only difference is you're able to view the metrics for each individual listing. The final menu option is the seller report history. Here you'll find a list of all of the seller reports that you have sent out through ListTrac. Thank you so much for taking the time today to watch this video.